Last week, I was asked an interesting question. The friend asked me, what song really rang your bell? Which song left a lasting impression? It wasn't just a song, it was the story.
The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. The lake, it is said, never gives up her dead when the skies of November turn gloomy. With a load of iron ore, 26,000 tons more than the Edmund Fitzgerald weighed empty. That good ship and true was a bone to be chewed when the gales of November came early.
Gordon Lightfoot pretty much nailed it. The Edmund Fitzgerald was a Great Lakes freighter first launched in 1958. And she wasn't known as the Mighty Fitz for nothing. She was 729 feet long with a beam of 75 feet and drawing 25 feet of water. When launched, the Edmund Fitzgerald was coal-powered by a Western Electric steam turbine. In 1972, she was converted to fuel oil. She could carry 26,000 tons of product at a top speed of 14 knots.
The ship was the pride of the American side, coming back from some mill in Wisconsin. As the big freighters go, it was bigger than most, with a crew and good captain well seasoned, concluding some terms with a couple of steel firms when they left fully loaded for Cleveland. Then later that night when the ship's bell rang, could it be the north wind they'd been feeling?
At 2:15 on the afternoon of November 9th, 1975, the Edmund Fitzgerald left Superior, Wisconsin with a cargo of 26,000 tons of taconite ore pellets. The captain of the Wilfred Sykes, that was a freighter that loaded alongside the Fitz, noted that the weather forecast for the area predicted a major storm to cross over Lake Superior that evening. He chose to stick to the safe route, the northern shore, for protection from the storm. Captain of the Edmund Fitzgerald, Ernest McSorley, chose the direct route, where he was introduced to the Witch of November.
Tattletale sound and the wave broke over the railing, and every man knew, as the captain did too, 'twas the Witch of November come stealing. The dawn came late and the breakfast had to wait when the gales of November came slashing. When afternoon came, it was freezing rain in the face of a hurricane west wind.
A gale approaching hurricane force with seas of up to 30 feet was directly on top of the Pride of the American side.
When supper time came, the old cook came on deck saying, "Fellas, it's too rough to feed you." At 7 p.m. a main hatchway caved in. He said, "Fellas, it's been good to know ya." The captain wired in, he had water coming in, and the good ship and crew was in peril. And later that night, when his lights went out of sight, came the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Shortly after 3:30 p.m., McSorley radioed that he was taking water and that he had lost 2 vent covers and a railing. 2 of the ship's 6 bilge pumps were running continuously to ship water. Radar on the ship had been lost, so they were sailing blind. At 7:10 p.m., the captain of another iron boat, the Arthur M. Anderson, contacted the Fitz to ask how she was doing. Captain McSorley radioed that they were holding their own. And that was the last message ever heard from the Edmund Fitzgerald.
They might have split up or they might have capsized. They may have broke deep and took water. And all that remains is the faces and the names of the wives and the sons and the daughters.
At 8:25 p.m., the Coast Guard declared the Edmund Fitzgerald as officially missing. Despite extensive searches, only debris, a lifeboat, and a raft were recovered. She was owned by the Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company.
In a musty old hall in Detroit, they prayed in the Maritime Sailors Cathedral. The church bell chimed till it rang 29 times for each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald. The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. Superior, they said, never gives up her dead when the gales of November come early.
A freighter carrying a crew of 29 disappeared on Lake Superior during a severe storm last night, and so far, no survivors have been found.
Nobody really knows why the Edmund Fitzgerald sank, but you can be sure that the Witch of November had a hand.